Kader Khan was an Indian film actor, screenwriter, comedian, and director. The talented person has over 300 movies to his credit. He was not only a seasoned actor but a great human being. His journey from rags to riches is something which is not known to many. Khan was born in Pishin, British India, which is now in Balochistan, Pakistan. His father was from Kandahar, Afghanistan, while his mother was from Pishin, British India. Before Khan, all his three brothers had died while they were in Kabul. So when he was born, his parents shifted to Mumbai, hoping that the change in environment would save their son. Due to poverty, they used to live in the slums of Kamatipura, Mumbai. Because of poverty, his parents got separated when he was about 4. His maternal grandfather made her mother marry again when he was 8. But his stepfather was an abusive person. Once, when Khan returned home with a trophy for his play, his stepfather thrashed him and kicked him out of the house. Uncertain about his future, Khan went to the institution where he taught and sat at the door. His principal came and talked to him. He was a kind man. He asked Khan to stay in the quarters and gave him a bed, a blanket, and a pillow. And that's how he started living away from his family. As a kid, Khan was not interested in studies and hence used to bunk his classes and go to a graveyard near his house where he would enact everything he observed during the day. Ashraf Khan, a popular theatre actor, approached him one day after observing his activities at the graveyard for some days. The actor asked him what he was doing, to which Khan replied that he liked to imitate. Amazed by his reply, the actor offered him work in drama, but Khan had no clue what he was talking about. So Ashraf asked him to come to his bungalow the next day. Khan was given a page of dialogue to read it aloud when he reached the following day. Ashraf was so thrilled with the way he recited the lines that he gave him 3 more pages to read and ultimately casted him as the young prince in his play Vamak Azra. In those days, plays were held in film theatres. Everybody loved his performance. One old man even gave him ₹100. So Khan became a theatre actor even before he had attained the age of 10. He kept that ₹100 note close to his heart for many years, but his difficult circumstances made him spend that money and get some food for his family. While growing up, when Khan saw other boys work and get money for food for their houses, he too wanted to work in some tin workshop, some garage, or some hotel. Aware of his motive, his mom made him understand that if he wanted to take their home out of poverty, he should study. And that's when he decided to take his studies seriously. Their house didn't have 2 rooms and his family couldn't afford papers. So Khan used to write on the whole floor of the room and then wipe it out. His mother used to sit in a corner all night while he studied. He had reiterated in many of his interviews that his mother was an angel to him and he always wished that every son should get a mother like her. Khan was also proud of his biological father, who was well educated despite poor. He knew 10 types of Persian, 8 types of Arabic. After they shifted to Bombay, he used to teach Arabic, Persian, Urdu, etc. in a mosque and earn a meager amount of around ₹5 a month. When Khan used to teach in college, his father would often come and attend his classes. His father always told him to learn, age is not a limit. One can go anywhere and learn anything. His father always believed Khan can help the Muslim community by educating them. Some years later, the American Federation of Muslims from India appreciated Kader Khan for his successes and his good work towards the development of the Indian Muslim community. His play Local Train was well received by the audience and he was awarded a cash reward of rupees 1500. Interestingly, his salary was rupees 350 at that time. A producer who was the guest at the award ceremony offered him to write the dialogues for the film Jawani Diwani, which was released in 1972. When Khan told that he didn't know how to write film dialogues, the producer asked him to pen down as he liked. The movie was to be shot the following week. Khan didn't have a place to sit and write dialogues. So, the same day, he went to a field where people played football, sat in a corner, and wrote the script in 4 hours, while occasionally being hit by footballs. Then he went and met the producers, who were shocked to see him and wondered whether he had understood their brief or not. Khan responded by saying that this was how his life had been. If he decided on something, he did it the same day. The producers were amused by his response. Khan asked them to make up their minds whether they wanted to take him or not, else they should let him go, as his students were waiting for him. The producers heard the narration from Khan and got excited. He narrated a few more times and they couldn't help but record it. And within 3 days, the shooting of the movie started, and that's how his writing career in film started. He was paid rupees 1500 for this job. When Khan graduated in civil engineering, he moved out of Kamatipura. He never wanted to be a part of the films because it was looked down upon during those days. But he was destined to get into films. Noted comedian Aga saw the play Tash Ke Patte, written and directed by Khan himself. Impressed by Khan, Aga told Dilip Kumar about the play and insisted he watches the play. When Dilip Kumar saw the act, he loved it so much that he went on stage after the play ended and offered Khan 2 films, Sagina, which was released in 1974, and Bairag, which was released in 1976. That's how his acting career got a kickstart. One day when he was walking out after finishing the shooting of Jawani Diwani, a car stopped near him. Movie producer Ravi Malhotra got down and asked him about his fees. Khan told him he got rupees 1500 for his last movie. The producer instantly extended him an envelope which Khan chose not to open in front of the person, and when he opened it in private, he was stunned to discover rupees 21,000 inside it. The movie offered to him was Khel Khel Mein, which was released in 1975. After that, he met Ibrahim Nadiadwala, who signed him to write the dialogues for Rafu Chakkar. Manmohan Desai was fed up with the Urdu writers because he felt that despite so talented, they restricted themselves only to Sher-o-Shairi. So when the director met Khan, he asked him to write dialogues for his film, but warned that if the dialogues were not good, he would tear it up and throw it into the gutter. To which Khan quipped, "What if he wrote good dialogues?" Surprised by his prompt response, Desai said that he would pick him up and put him on his head like Lord Ganpati and dance. Khan reached the next day when Desai was playing cricket with the neighborhood kids. The director saw him from afar and murmured something bad. Khan went up to him and asked why he had said bad things about him, but the director blatantly refused. Khan told him that he knew how to lip read. Desai was so impressed with him that he used this idea in a scene in his movie Naseeb, where the heroine lip reads what the villains were saying through binoculars. Coming back to the story, the director took him in and heard his narration. He was so thrilled with the lines that he made him read it over and over again and even recorded it. He also called up his wife and asked Khan to narrate. He then went inside, got a portable black and white Toshiba television set and gifted it to him together with a gold bracelet. He also gave him rupees 25,000 in cash and asked him about his fees. Khan told him that he was paid 21,000 rupees for his last film. On hearing this, Desai offered him rupees 1,20,000 upright for writing the dialogues for his movie. The movie offered to him was Roti. After that, there was no looking back, and he was flooded with offers. He gained name and fame. Remember the iconic scene from the movie Amar Akbar Antony, where Amitabh tries to stick a band-aid on the mirror? It was Kader Khan who directed this scene for Manmohan Desai. Even his first meeting with Prakash Mehra is interesting. Khan was taking classes at the college when the director was shooting Hasina Maan Jayegi in the same premises, but he was not happy with some of the dialogues. So he pulled Khan out from the class and asked whether he could help him fix the lines. Khan was kind enough to help him even though he hadn't started writing for films then. Mehra was pleased with the artwork. This was the beginning of their association. They worked together in many projects in the coming years. Lavaris and Muqaddar Ka Sikandar are considered as the best works of the duo. Kudrus, his elder son, would often come home with his clothes torn after playing with his friends and classmates who would make fun of him by saying that his father was a villain. It used to anger him and he would get into fights with the boys. So one day, when he came home after the head injury, Khan became very upset and he pledged not to do villain roles anymore. Himmatwala, a comedy, was being made and he started doing comic roles from then on. Khan was a regular face in Bollywood films and was active till the early 2000s, but he distanced himself from the industry because he lost interest in his work. In an interview, he said that he enjoyed working because the industry had stalwarts like Manmohan Desai and Prakash Mehra, whom he considered as institutions of learning, and he didn't like the kind of work which was offered to him now. In his last years, Khan was suffering from supranuclear palsy, a degenerative disease. He was hospitalized on 28th of December 2018, complaining of breathlessness in Canada, where he stayed with his son and daughter-in-law while seeking treatment. On 31st of December 2018, Khan's son Sarfaraz Khan confirmed that Kader Khan had left for his heavenly abode.